Shoutout, Kabsat Makwan. May kami kalab shoutout. Wait lang, background music. Yun. Magandang tanghali sa mga nag-lunch na. Diyos ko Lord Rudy, naku po, araw ng kagitingan ngayon. Mabibisit na naman ng mga garapata, Makwan, sigurado yan. Naku po, paano ba naman? Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, live na live. Ito yung inaabangan ng mga garapata, mga kakabsat mo. Yung mag-live si PBBM. Ayan o, naka-live ngayon. Mga kabsat, April 9, mga kabsat, araw ng kagitingan. Nakabaw, mga kakabsat. Ano ba ang topic natin ngayon? Sara is doom, mga kakabsat. Walang TRO. Ha? Utragis, tinabla siya ng Supreme Court na mga appointees ng tatay niya, mga kakabsat. Hindi siya binigyan ng TRO. Oh, iyak ang mga garapata. Ibig sabihin, no TRO, tuloy ang impeachment. At ngayon, siguradong wala nang takas itong si Lustay. Diyos ko Lord, pag-usapan na natin to. Huwag na natin paligoy-ligoyin, Pakwan. Sige, largayin na natin to. Shoutout sa nag-iisang chatter ni Maestro, si Pakwan, at siyempre sa mga silent viewers, like and subscribe mo tayo. Alright, umpisa na natin to. Share, mga kapsat. Ayun eh. April 14, mga kapsat, 2026, tuloy ang bloodbath. Walang TRO, walang takas. Nako, ang revelasyon na kinakatakutan ni Lustay sa April 14, sigurado hindi siya makakatulog, no? May sakit daw si PBBM, sabi ng mga Gana vloggers. Kaya nga, tuloy-tuloy. Pag na sila, talagang desperado na sila. Pinapalabas silang may sakit si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, no? Para palitan na daw ni Sara. Diyos ko Lord! Managinip kayo, mga garapata. Eto na, paiyakin na natin sila, Makwan. Here we go. Tuloy ang bloodbath sa April 14. Wala nang ligtas. Walang TRO. Walang takas. Diyos ko Lord, hindi na mapipigilan ang proseso. Dahil sa desisyon ng Supreme Court, tinabla si Sara na huwag maglabas ng TRO. Kumpirmadong tuloy ang hearing sa House Committee on Justice ngayong April 14. Kaya sigurado, visit na visit sila, Makwan. Ayon kay Congressman Terry Ridon, see you on April 14. Ibig sabihin, wala nang legal na hadlang. Oras na sa pagsasagot ni Inday Sara. Yun ko magpapakita siya. Or kung gusto niyang harapin si Ramil Madriaga. Walang special treatment sa Korte Suprema. Judicial signal. Ang hindi pag-issue ng TRO ay malinaw na indikasyon na hindi kinagat ng Korte Suprema ang argumento para pigilan ang proseso. Constitutional respect. Inilala ng karamihan ang marahil ng hudikatura ang kapangyarihan ng Kongreso sa impeachment. Isang proseso hindi dapat pinapakailaman hanggat walang grave abuse of discretion. Ayon kay Congressman De Lima, hindi pwedeng gawing personal defense or depensa ang Korte Suprema para umiwas sa accountability. Determination of probable cause, critical stage. Ang hearing sa April 14 ay magtatakda kung may sapat na ebidensya ang impeachment complaint laban kay Sara Duterte. Not yet a verdict. Hindi pa ito paghatol. Ito ay pagsusuri kung may basehan ang kaso. Impeachment sa political process, hindi criminal trial. Wrong framing. Mali ang argumento na nilabag ng due process na parang korte agad. Constitutional mechanism, ang impeachment ay isang political process para panagutin ang matataas na opisyal. Limited role, ang House Committee on Justice ay hindi paghahatol. Itinuturing lamang kung may sapat na basehan ang reklamo. Ngayon, mga kakabsat, supalpal sa due process argumento, no violation. Walang due process violation dahil hindi pa ito trial. Proper state, mga kakabsat, probable cause pa lang ang tinutukoy, hindi pa guilt o innocent. No legal basis to stop. Walang sapat na dahilan para pigilan tulad ng ginagawa ni Sara mismo, mga kapsat. Tumakbo sa Supreme Court pero tinabla siya. Lord, Pal kay Lustay to. Nako po, no? So in short, no legal basis, walang sapat na dahilan para pigilan ang hearing na gusto ng ganitong yugto. Hindi fishing expedition ang confidential fund issue. Documented basis, may COA reports at iba pang mga dokumento na nagsisilbing basihan ng investigasyon. Isa sa halimbawa ay ang 125 million in 11 days ang mabilis na paggastos noong 2022 na konkretong ebidensya na kailangang ipaliwanag. Accountability check, hindi ito panghuhuli ng ebidensya, ito ay paghingi ng sagot na matagal na, ilang taon na mga kabsat. Sagot na umiiral ng datos. Malinaw rin ang pinayagan na ng korte si Ramil Madriaga, yes, Manila RTC, pinayagan na umattend sa proceedings ng Kamara. Hindi absolute ang 1 year bar rule. Misleading defense, pinapalabas na blanket immunity ang 1 year bar rule. Different grounds, ang mga reklamo ay may iba't ibang basihan at bagong ebidensya. No immunity shield, hindi ito maaaring gamitin bilang pananggal laban sa accountability. Paglapit sa Supreme Court bilang delaying tactics, avoiding strategy, ayon kay Congressman Laila de Lima, ang paknakbo sa Korte Suprema ay parang para-paraan lang para maantala ang proseso. Chief of Arena, imbis na sa Kongreso sumagot, inililipat ang laban sa teknikalidad. Paano? Wala silang masagot. Kaya puro technicality nila, pag-asa nila. Umaasa itong mga garapatang to. Chief of Arena, imbis na sa Kongreso sumasagot, inililipat ang laban sa teknikalidad. Public perception, sa mata ng publiko, ito ay nagbumukang pag-iwas at hindi paglilinaw. Pangwalo, kaduwagan. Talagang duwagin nyo talaga mga kakabsat at pag-iwas sa pagsagot. Duty to explain, bilang pangalawang Pangulo, ang obligasyon ni Sara Duterte ay ipaliwanag ang paggamit ng pondo. Pattern of avoidance, imbis na sumagot, inuuna ang legal maneuvers. Credibility risk, habang tumatagal ang pag-iwas, lalong lumalalim ang duda ng mga mamayan. Pangwalo ay pangsyam, obligasyon sa saligang batas. Constitutional duty, ang impeachment ay bahagi ng check and balances ng gobyerno. Equal accountability, walang opisyal na dapat above the law. Kahit Vice President, kahit Duterte ka pa. Institutional integrity, ang pagpapatuloy ng hearing ay patunay na gumagana ang demokrasya. Pangsampo, no escape, walang takas. Reality, bakit? Wala nang lusot. Talagang masusukol na, hindi na niya alam gagawin niya, Makwan. Tarantang-taranta na yung kampo nila. Legal standing, walang TRO. Ibig sabihin, tuloy ang proseso. Procedural validity, nasa tamang yugto ang Kongreso para tukuyin ang probable cause. Evidence exists, may documenton at financial records na sinusuri. Weak defense, hindi tumatayo ang due process. Fishing expedition, 1 year bar argument po, tragis, gas-gas na yan, Diyos ko Lord Rudy. Ang April 14 hearing ay legal, constitutional at hindi na mapipigilan pa. Kaya nako po, magsidasal na kayo, no? Sa madaling salita, walang TRO, tuloy ang hearing, may ebidensya, may constitutional basis. Ang natitirang tanong, haharap ba o iiwas na naman si Inday? Kung malinis talaga siya, bakit kailangang pigilan ng investigasyon? Bakit hindi directing sagutin ang mga tanong? Paano takot? Asan yung blood bath? Tako po, baby bath! Yabang lang yan. Duwagin nyo din yan eh. Talagang duwagin nyo. Kung walang tinatago, hindi kailangang magtago. Pero kung bawat galaw ay may kasamang pag-iwas, hindi ito simpleng depensa, kundi malinaw na pagtakas sa pananagutan. Muli, hindi ito politika. Ito ay usapin ng pera ng bayan at karapatan ng publiko na malaman ang buong katotohanan. Kaya Lustay, nako po, ha? Paktay ka ngayon. Hindi ka na makakaligtas pa. Tapos na ang maliligayang araw ninyong lahat dyan. Magdasal na kayo, no? Galingan nyo, ha? Galingan nyo. Diyos ko Lord Rudy. Ito pa, Mabsat, patalastas mo na si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Nako po, araw ng kagitingan, live na live mga kakabsat. Oh, buksan nyo yung mata nyo. Anak kayo ng kamote. At si Pangulo. Anak ko po, si Pangulo! Live na live! Anak ng kamote, oh. 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 Anak ko po. Nakakon ka. Nasa Bataan. Nakakon ko. Anong lugar na to? Pinupuntahan ko to eh. Inaakyat to. Nakakon. Sa shrine. Sa shrine to. So may malaking cross. Inaakyat namin to eh. Pinupuntahan ko rin to. May malaking cross sa taas ng bundok na yan. Mount Samat! Ayun, naalala ko na. Mount Samat. Fast forward. Paano ba yan? Karapata. Live na live. Ano, sa palpala naman kayo sa kaka-fake news nyo. Makakamote kayo. Oh, asan na? Diyos ko Lord. It will take time para makalusot si Diyos tayo from devil. Yun lang. Diyos ko po, Rudy. Fast forward. O, kita nyo, ayun yung, inaayos yung cross ah. Mukhang pipinturahan nila. Yun oh.
And of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. It's ready.
Pakinggan natin si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
They went to the
First, we see your transport operator oil depots.
Like the early dawn.
A safe,
Tingnan natin yung speech si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
isang
Yes, anniversary. We are ensuring.
Ito na.
Thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for both the sacrifices made here in advancing. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Okay, here we go. Ito na.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tanggalin natin yung background
President
music.
of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines,
Malinaw ba,
His
Bakwan?
Excellency
Naririnig ba?
Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Live na live yan. Kanina mga kaptat ha. Live na live yan.
Thank you to our Defense Secretary, Gilberto Teodoro Jr., for his kind introduction. Please be seated. His Excellency, Archbishop Charles John Brown, and the distinguished excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Japanese Ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Endo Kazuya, U.S. Embassy Chargé d'Affaires, Robert Ewing, the honorable members of the Cabinet who are here present, Province of Bataan Governor Jose Enrique Garcia III, Bataan 2nd District Representative Albert Raymond Garcia, and the other members of the House of Representatives, Municipal Mayor of Pilar, Carlos Pizarro, and other municipal mayors of Bataan present here, National Historical Commission of the Philippines Chairperson, Regalado Jose Jr., Philippine Veterans Affairs Office Administrator Reynaldo Mapago, the Bishop of the Diocese of Balanga, Most Reverend Rufino Sesco Jr., the honored veterans of World War II, my fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We gather here today to remember those who stood firm in the face of overwhelming adversity, as well as to reaffirm the values that they lived and that they died for, the values of courage, of dignity, and an unyielding love of country. The heroes of Bataan gave their all so that we and the generations that follow may inherit a nation that is free, sovereign, and worthy of their sacrifice. We also witnessed earlier the unveiling of the check marker for World War II to honor the Czech nationals who chose to stand with us in the defense of Bataan. Their story reminds us that the fight for freedom knows no borders and that solidarity, even in the darkest of times, is a force that binds humanity together. 84 years ago, Filipino and Allied forces, outnumbered and outgunned, stood their ground. For months, they held the line with steady resolve and dauntless bravery, delaying the advance of an invading force at immense personal cost. And when the defenses finally fell, they faced one of the darkest chapters in our history, the Bataan Death March. Yet even in defeat, the spirit of the Filipinos did not break. Across our archipelago, resistance took many forms. Guerrillas fought in the mountains. Civilians risked their lives to shelter and sustain those who were in
Gungunada,
hiding.
ayun oh.
Even those without
Mount
arms
Samat.
found way to serve the cause of freedom. This is the essence of our strength as a people. Not merely the ability to fight, but the will to endure. Not only to survive hardship, but
Wait
to
lang.
rise above it with dignity
Wait lang.
intact. The story of Bataan is a cornerstone of our national identity and a guiding light for the generations that follow. And in honoring our heroes who made all of these possible, we must ensure that they receive the care and support that they deserve. This is why we continue to work closely with the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office to establish veterans hospitals in the Visayas and in Mindanao, making healthcare more accessible to those who have long served our nation. We ensure the separation benefits for soldiers who suffer total permanent disability in the line of duty that are commensurate to their sacrifices. We provide available and efficient healthcare services for our veterans. We're having established the Veterans Access to Lifetime Optimized Healthcare, or VALOR Clinic. We have continuously implemented several programs. Last year, over 2,630 veterans and their dependents benefited from services under the Veterans Hospitalization and Medical Care Program. We have constructed veterans wards in select government hospitals. A monthly average of 146,896 pensioners have all received their benefits. In parallel, we have invested in the future of their families. 973 scholars have already received assistance for their education. And through Republic Act number 11958, disability pension rates have been increased, recognizing those who have borne the cost of service in their very bodies. As we honor the past, we are reminded that remembrance is a call to responsibility. The sacrifices of those who came before us demand vigilance, unity, and the continuing willpower to act in the present. Today's challenges may not mirror those of yesterday, but they test us in much the same way. Among these is the enduring geopolitical tension that we are observing in the Middle East. While we may stand far from the centers of conflict, we are not untouched by its consequences. Fuel prices weigh heavily on Filipino families, those who already have the least having been subjected the most to this scourge. In moments like these, the government will do everything that is possible to cushion the impact and safeguard the welfare of our people. And yet, governance is only a part of the equation. Nation building has always been a shared responsibility. But for this collective responsibility to succeed, it must be grounded in integrity, in courage, and in love for our country. Sa panahon ng matinding pagsubok, tulad ng nangyayari ngayon, kailangan natin balikan ang isang mahalagang bahagi ng katangian ng bilang Pilipino, ang pakikipagkapwa. Dapat natin kilalanin na ang bawat isa ay may parehong pangangailangan, may parehong pangarap, at may parehong pinagdadaanan. Sa ganitong paraan, may papalalim natin ang ating tiwala sa pamahalaan, ang ating malasakit sa kapwa, at ang ating pagmahal sa ating bayan. Dahil kapag iniisip natin ang kapakanan ng iba, mas nagiging malinaw kung bakit kailangan tayong magtulungan at magkaisa. Sa simpleng pag-unawa at pagdamay, nakakatulong tayong mapagaang ang bigat na dinadala ng ating mga kababayan. Ipinapaalala nila sa atin ang pag-uunlad ng bansa ay nakasalalay sa kung paano tayo nagsusubikap na humarap sa mga pagsubok at bumangon mula rito. Let me once again recognize our veterans who are with us today. For you are living witnesses to history. You are the embodiments of strength and enduring symbols of what it means to serve something greater than yourself. No tribute can ever equal the debt that we owe you. But let this gathering stand as a promise that your service will never be forgotten. Your stories will always be told, and your legacy will drive us forward. Together, we will build a bagong Pilipinas that is steadfast in purpose, united in vision, and worthy of the heroism that today we celebrate. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang ating mga bayani.